What is up and welcome back, and I'm real hyped to bring you this performance review. It is going to be for a new brand that I'm trying out, the crossover culture with the Fatale model. And let me start off by saying that the colorway looks fantastic. I really love how they have this marble look with the pink, blue, and a little bit of white for the midsole. Also some color in the back, in the heel area, and then the salmon for the collar, ankle as well. So the aesthetics, 10 out of 10. Give you a quick little tour. Very nice looking shoe, and I do love that it fits very well also. So for the fit, it's going to get a 10 out of 10. Pleasantly surprised, especially when you do see a shoe that's a little bit lower in cut. This one I put it on and it fits like a glove. So for the sizing, if you are regular or narrow, you can go true to size. If you are a wide footer, go a half size up. And this shoe is going to arrive with that very snug feel. It is going to be, I'm not going to say overly tight, but it is going to be very close wrapped around your foot. So if you don't like that feel, then you can go a half size up from your regular sizing, what you usually get. But definitely go with the recommendations I said, because it is going to be for that performance fit. We know when you are using a hoop shoe, you want to get the sizing correctly, and with that performance fit, it's just going to feel like a glove overall. Now let's get into some performance details. We can start out with a close-up of the materials. You can see right here the mesh for the majority of the upper, and by rubbing it you can hear the sound. You can tell that it's going to be a firm type material, very sturdy, holds its shape, holds its structure, yet it's going to be soft enough where it flexes. So I love to see that for the uppers. I don't like when the material is too flimsy, when the mesh almost feels like the shoe is going to cave in on itself. This one, you're not going to have that, so gets a very good high score in that area. Plus, you are going to get a little bit of full grain leather down the middle. Just look at that. You do have an overlay for the shoelace holes, so that's going to help out with the durability of the sneaker, going to last longer in the long run. And not just that, take a look at the tongue. Also the full grain leather down the middle. So that right there, you can see that they're putting some quality materials in this sneaker. Love to see it. Also with the setup, just look at the straps. You have straps on both sides. It is going to help out with the lockdown. It does really, when you tie the laces as tight as you like them, it does pull the shoe inward and you do feel strapped in. Not just that, take a look at the tongue. You can see that it comes with some bands on both sides, so you are going to get a disconnected tongue that's going to help out with the one-to-one feel. And that's going to be, again, great detail, because you do want to feel comfortable in your hoop shoes. You want to feel that they're made for you, and that's what a disconnected tongue allows. So all great details so far. And let me tell you, the lockdown is going to be fantastic. Sometimes when I do see a lower cut sneaker, I'm a little bit hesitant because I can feel you're going to have some sliding up and down. But with this one, you are taken care of. I didn't feel nothing at all. The lockdown is a 10 out of 10. Very secure. You do get a heel clip also. It's going to be around, starting from here, moving down all the way to around right here. Cutting down through here. So you do get a very sizable internal heel counter. That's just going to help with the stability when you're out there hooping. You're going to feel secure. And the padding, look at that. You do get a little bit more than regular. You're going to be very satisfied. Like I said, in this back portion, very good. And this is going to be the insert. You can see it does have some nice qualities to it. Has some grooves right here so it stays in place within the sneaker. Also a sock liner up top to help the sock from not sliding when the sock is getting some moisture on it. It is going to be the thickness, so you do get a soft feel to it. It's not going to be that cardboard stuff. It is a little bit foamy, so that is a plus, but it's not going to be anything that's going to be extraordinary, but it is going to be good quality. So that's going to be the insert. And then inside also, I was pleasantly surprised to see it came with a soft stroller board. You can see it there in white. It is going to have that clay, that foam type feel. So all these little details are very nice to see. And for the midsole, you're going to get this twitch foam. That's what they're calling it. And it's going to be very responsive. You can just see when you press down into it, you do get a rebound and energy return. Love to see that. But also when you're walking around in it, it does feel very plush as well. So it is going to be a nice balance of both worlds. And let me tell you, when I was jumping it and testing it out all throughout, I felt very comfortable and no problems whatsoever. You can land in the front, the middle, and the back, and you're going to be very satisfied. Now overall, this hoop shoe performed fantastic, amazing in a lot of areas, but if I do have to say one thing that's negative about it, is going to be I am flat-footed, so I do have very sensitive arches, and with this sneaker, I didn't feel it had anything extraordinary for the arch support. I do like seeing a shank plate in a lot of my hoop shoes, yet I'm going to say it's very adequate because I was still playing in this one for a long time. I didn't really get no pain. Maybe I did start to get a little bit of soreness right here along the middle, only because I'm flat-footed. If you're not flat-footed like myself, then you're not even going to have that problem. But if you are, I did start to get a little bit of soreness right here, but it did go away after a while. And also, if you just did a little bit of stretching, it took care of that immediately. So that's going to be the only negative thing I found about this sneaker. And lastly, moving on to the traction, you are going to get this Mido pattern, and I do like it a whole lot. The compound, how it feels on the court, does a very nice job of stopping when you want it to. It is going to be top tier traction. Definitely does a very good job. In fact, I'm going to say it does too good of a job, because I felt I was just stopping all of a sudden when I was trying to break. So man, that's going to be very nice to have when you're out there hooping. Man, it just does very well. I didn't have any issues with the dust. Also, the traction kind of crawls along the side. This is going to help out if you do like to use the side of your foot a whole lot. Even though I would have loved it was extended a little bit more, but you do get some of it. Great to see it. And then also on the interior, again, would have wished it was a little bit wider, but this will do the job. When I was hooping in this one, I didn't feel I had any issues. Now I want everybody to know that this compound is going to work very well indoors. It does have a nice flex to it. You can see it right there, how it flexes. Just look at that. Flexes very well. So going to be very grippy and sticky on an indoor court, but the drawback is if you're thinking of using it outdoors, it's not going to work. Why? Because look, it does have some areas that are very thin right there, thin right there, all throughout, thin right there. And if you were to play on a very hard surface and make all of a sudden those stops, it might rip this off. So my recommendation is going to be, don't use it for outdoors on a hard surface. You're going to wear through it somewhat quick. If you do have the money to use it outdoors and you can just get another pair, then that can work. But for indoors, use it for indoors. It's going to last a lot longer, and the price tag is 110 USD, so definitely get your money's worth. So that's going to be the recommendations for indoor and outdoor use. So that right there is going to be the performance review. This sneaker right here gets almost a 10 out of 10. That's gonna speak highly of crossover culture. If I do have to rate it, maybe I will give it around a 9.8, only because I do like having a little bit more arch support. But other than that, this is gonna be a great hoop shoe. I highly recommend it. Very impressed with crossover culture. They did their thing with this one. The colorway, the aesthetics are just amazing. You do get those Miami vibes. You can even wear this sneaker out if you wanted to, not just for hooping. So that's going to be this performance review. Hopefully you got something good out of it, and if you did, please sub and like. I do appreciate everybody coming through. We'll be back with more. Until next time, peace and much love.